Welcome to the Ultimate Sports Blog Podcast. Today is Thursday, March 8th, 2018. Today I'm going to recap college basketball games from yesterday, and the same with the NBA, and make picks for all the college hoops games today. Some of them are underway already, and the TNT doubleheader today, and also look ahead to the rest of the NBA slate for tonight, and go over two key NFL trades and an experiment that Aaron Boone is trying to do with the Yankees. All right, yesterday's games. Second round ACC tournament, Louisville defeated Florida State 82-74. Quentin Snyder put up 19 in the win, and Trent Forrest put up 14 in defeat. Texas State defeated Coastal Carolina in the Sun Belt first round, 73-66. I had Coastal Carolina on the podcast. I was wrong. I also had Louisville, got that one right. Najal Peterson put up 20 in the win. Jalen Shaw put up 27 in defeat. UNLV defeated Air Force by a score of 97-90 in overtime. Brandon McCoy put up 23 in the win. Lavelle Scotty put up 23 in defeat. I had UNLV on the podcast. Boston College upset NC State 91-87 in the ACC second round. Jerome Robinson put up 26 points in the win, and Alaric Freeman put up 21 in defeat. Colorado defeated Arizona State 97-85 in the Pac-12 first round. McKinley Wright put up 20 in the win. Remy Martin put up 20 in defeat. Sun Belt first round, Appalachian State defeated Little Rock by a score of 93-64. I had App State on the podcast. I also had Arizona State and NC State. I was wrong on those ones. I was right with Appalachian State. O'Shelwin Williams put up 22 in the win, and Jazeek Lottie put up 13 in defeat. Utah State defeated Colorado State 76-65 in the Mountain West first round. I had Utah State on the podcast. Kobe McEwen put up 25 in the win, and Anthony Bonner put up 15 in defeat. Stanford defeated Cal by a score of 76-58 in the Pac-12 first round. I had Stanford on the podcast. Reed Travis put up 19 in the win, and Darius McNeil put up 19 in defeat. UMass defeated LaSalle by a score of 69-67. I had LaSalle on the podcast. I was wrong. 8-10 first round. CJ Anderson put up 21 in the win, and Tony Washington put up 20 in defeat. Sun Belt first round, Troy defeated South Alabama 69-62. I had Troy on the podcast. Jordan Bernardo put up 22 in the win, and Roderick Sykes put up 18 in defeat. Southland first round, New Orleans defeated Texas A&M Corpus Christi by a score of 83-76. I had New Orleans on the podcast. I was correct. Damian Rosser put up 17 in the win, and Joseph Kilgore put up 29 in defeat. Hampton defeated Florida A&M by a score of 75-71 in the MEAC quarterfinal. I had Hampton on the podcast. I was right. Malik Trent Street had 22 in the win, and Desmond Williams had 27 in defeat. Notre Dame defeated Virginia Tech in what was a great game in the ACC second round, 71-75. I had Notre Dame on the podcast. Matt Farrell put up 22 in the win. Justin Robinson put up 15 in defeat. And Notre Dame is making itself an at-large case. Georgia defeated Vanderbilt by a score of 78-62 in the SEC first round. Yonte Mayton put up 25 in the win, and Riley LeChance put up 17 in defeat. Georgia advances to the second round. Oklahoma State defeated Oklahoma 71-60 in the Big 12 first round. I had Oklahoma State in the podcast. I was right. I also had Georgia. Cameron McGriff put up 18 in the win, and Trae Young put up 22 in defeat. People are speculating that Oklahoma might be out of the dance now, and Oklahoma State might be in. We shall see. If I had to bet my life on it, I'd say Oklahoma would still be in, and Oklahoma State be in the NIT. But if Oklahoma State knocks off Kansas later today, and I'll pick that game on the podcast, then that's making things interesting. St. John's defeated Georgetown 88-77, the Big East first round. Shamori Ponce put up 26 in the win. Jesse Gilwin put up 28 in defeat. St. John's advances. Wyoming defeated San Jose State 74-61 in the Mountain West first round. Justin James put up 24 in the win, and Ryan Welledge put up 25 in defeat. Southern Miss defeated FIU 69-68. I had FIU on the podcast. I was incorrect. Cortez Edwards put up 29 in the win. Brian Beard put up 30 in defeat. UTSA defeated UTEP by a score of 71-58 in the COSA first round. I had UTSA on the podcast. Deion Lyle put up 18 in the win, and Evan Gilliard put up 29 in defeat. Bucknell defeated Colgate 83-54 in the Patriot League final. Bucknell's going dancing. Good for them. Stephen Brown put up 22 points in the win, and Will Raymond put up 17 in defeat. Good for Bucknell again. George Washington defeated Fordham by a score of 78-72 in the A-10 first round. I had George Washington on the podcast. I also had Bucknell, if I didn't mention that earlier. Jared Bolden put up 22 in the win, and Joseph Chertowney put up 18 in defeat. UL Monroe defeated Arkansas State by a score of 76-54 in the Sun Belt first round. I had UL Monroe on the podcast. Marvin Jean-Pierre put up 23 in the win, and Ty Cockfield put up 18 in defeat. Central Arkansas defeated Lamar 67-57. I actually had Central Arkansas on the podcast. Jordan Howard put up 26 points in the win, and Josh Nazikor put up 23 in defeat. That was the Southland first round. Morgan State defeated Bethune-Cookman. It's a big upset by a score of 78-77. T1 Kinley put up 31 in the win. Brandon Tabb put up 30 in defeat. Oregon State defeated Washington 69-66 in overtime in the Pac-12 first round. I had Washington State on the podcast. I was wrong. Drew Eubanks put up 19 in the win, and Matisse Thibault put up 16 in defeat. This could very well end Washington's at-large chances. Boy. But it hurts the Pac-12 as well. But then again, at the same time, it opens up opportunities for, say, a Utah or Colorado. South Carolina defeated Ole Miss 85-84 in the SEC first round. Chris Silva put up 21 in the win, and Brian Tyree put up 18 in defeat. Marquette defeated DePaul by a score of 72-69. Important win for Marquette. Andrew Rousey put up 25 in the win, and Marine Maric put up 22 in defeat. That was Big East first round. Louisiana Tech defeated North Texas by a score of 68-62. A bit of an upset there. I had North Texas on the podcast. Jacoby Boykins put up 21 in the win, and Ryan Woolridge put up 20 in defeat. Good for LA Tech. Texas defeated Iowa State by a score of 68-64. I had Texas on the podcast. I was correct, obviously. Dylan Osatowski put up 20 in the win. Wendell Wigington put up 20 in defeat. I expect Iowa State to be better next season, even though the Big 12's loaded. North Carolina defeated Syracuse 78-59 in the second round of the ACC tournament. Kenny Williams put up 17 in the win. O'Shea Brissett put up 20 in defeat. Syracuse is likely headed for the NIT. UAB defeated FAU by a score of 83-72. I had UAB on the podcast. I also had Carolina, if I didn't mention that, and South Carolina. Zach Bryan put up 25 in the win, and Ronald Delph put up 22 in defeat. Oregon defeated Washington State 62-64 in overtime. Big win for Oregon. Mekhi McIntosh put up 18 in the win, and Malachi Flynn put up 22 in defeat. Now I'm going to pick today's games. It's a bunch of them I'm going to go through. 47 games to pick. I'm going to speed fire all of these because some of these are underway, and I'm going to pick them without cheating for the most part, although I don't cheat. SMU UConn underway. They're at the half already. Give me SMU. They're just the better team. UConn's been a disappointment, and I think Kevin Ollie loses his job. Louisville, Virginia, give me Virginia. St. John's, Xavier, give me Xavier in a super close one. I think St. John's hangs around in this one. Dayton, VCU, give me VCU. Central Michigan, Buffalo, give me Buffalo. TCU, Kansas State, give me Kansas State. Alabama, Texas A&M, give me Bama. They need that game more. South Florida, Memphis in the AAC tournament. That podcast preview and predictions is coming soon. Memphis is the pick there, although I don't feel great about that one. BC, Clemson, give me Clemson. Oklahoma State, Kansas, give me Kansas. Providence, Creighton, give me Providence. UMass, George Mason, give me George Mason. Kent State, Ball State, give me Ball State. Georgia, Missouri, give me Missouri. Colorado, Arizona, give me Arizona. UMKC, Grand Canyon, give me Grand Canyon. WAC preview and predictions coming soon, as well as the Big Sky, by the way. UNLV, Nevada, give me Nevada. UC Riverside against UC Davis, give me UC Davis. North Dakota, Montana, give me Montana. Stanford, UCLA, give me UCLA. CSU, Bakersfield against Utah Valley, give me Utah Valley. San Diego, Fresno, give me San Diego State. Long Beach State, CS Fullerton, give me CS Fullerton in a close one. Northern Colorado against Weber State, give me tough call. Weber State. Very, 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 very hard call there. Give me Weber State. Duquesne, Richmond, give me Richmond. New Orleans, Sam Houston, give me Sam Houston. NC Central, Savannah State, give me Savannah State. Miami of Ohio against Toledo, give me Toledo. Tulane, Temple, give me Temple. Notre Dame, Duke, give me Duke, although I think Notre Dame covers that 8.5. LSU, Mississippi State, give me Mississippi State. Texas Tech, give me Texas Tech in the close one. Marquette, Villanova, give me Villanova. Southern Miss against Middle Tennessee, give me Middle Tennessee. UTSA, Marshall, give me Marshall. George Washington against St. Louis, give me St. Louis. Central Arkansas against Stephen F. Austin, give me Stephen F. Austin. Norfolk State against NCAT, give me NCAT. Southern Utah against Idaho, give me Idaho, big. East Carolina against UCF, give me UCF. UNC Miami, give me Carolina in the close one. South Carolina against Arkansas, give me Arkansas. Oregon State against USC, give me USC. Baylor, West Virginia, give me West Virginia. Akron, Eastern Michigan, give me Eastern Michigan. Chicago State, New Mexico State, give me New Mexico State, big. Utah State, Boise State, give me Boise, big. Hawaii against UC Irvine, Big West quarterfinal, give me UC Irvine. Butler, Seton Hall, give me Butler. LA Tech, Old Dominion, give me Old Dominion. UAB, Western Kentucky, give me Western Kentucky. Portland State, Eastern Washington, give me Eastern Washington. Oregon, Utah, give me Utah. UT, Texas, Rio Grande against Seattle, give me Seattle. Wyoming, New Mexico, give me New Mexico. Last but not least, Cal Poly against UC Santa Barbara, give me UC Santa Barbara. NBA recap from last night. Only a couple games to preview and pick tonight, by the way, so that's good. The Jazz humiliated the Pacers, 104-84. Big win for the Jazz. They improved to 35-30. Indiana drops to 37-28. Miles Turner, 24 in defeat. Rudy Gobert, 23 in the win. Big win for Utah. This is why I'm not so high on Indiana. They just really don't play well against better competition unless it's the Cavs, it feels like to me. Best game of last night, Raptors-Pistons. The Raptors defeated the Pistons 121-19 in overtime. The Raptors maintain the East's best record, 47-17. Detroit's now 29-36. DeMar DeRozan put up 42 in the win. Blake Griffin put up 31 in defeat. Awesome game. If Detroit was closer to that 8 spot, I would say that'd be a fun 1-8, possible 1-8, but I don't think Detroit gets in at this point. The Bulls defeated the Grizzlies 119-110 in the Battle of Tankers. The Bulls are now 22-42. Memphis is now 18-46. The Rockets defeated the Bucks 110-91 to win their 17th straight game. Houston's now 51-13. Milwaukee 34-31. The Pelicans defeated the Kings 104-101. New Orleans is now 38-26. Sacramento's now 20-45, and Anthony Davis keeps making a case for MVP, although he left the game today. The Lakers defeated the Magic 108-107. That was a close game. The Lakers are now 29-35. Orlando now 20-45. And last but not least, the Cavs defeated the Nuggets 113-108. Big win for the Cavs, defeating a good team. 38-26. Denver drops to 35-30. Denver can't afford to lose these games only because the Clippers are right up there next for that 8 spot. LeBron put up 39 in the win. Nikola Jokic put up 36 in defeat. I had Toronto and Denver on the podcast for yesterday, and that turns out to be 1-1. The college picks 9, 18, 27, 8, 9, 1, 2, 32. How many losses I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of the 8, 9, 1. So 32 minus. Oh, I went 25-7 in college yesterday. Not bad. So that improves to 26-8 for yesterday within the 2 sports. So that's good. Look ahead to tonight now. Sorry about that. I just had to do some math. Nets, Hornets. Bad Nets team against a Hornets team that should be tanking, which they're not. 76ers Heat's a good one from Miami. Must win for the Heat at home. That should be a national game, in my opinion. Celtics at the Timberwolves. Should be a fun game between a bunch of young and talented teams. Minnesota's still missing Jimmy Butler, so give me the Celtics on the road. They get a big road win. Suns at the Thunder. OKC has to take care of the tanking team. And the Spurs and the Warriors from Oracle Arena gave me the Warriors, and the Warriors are going to win this one by double digits because the Spurs just aren't as good as the Warriors this year. Period. End of story. Unless if Kawhi Leonard's on the floor, then you could talk me into the Spurs. So that's that for NBA. 2 big trades yesterday. The Seattle Seahawks shipped away Michael Bennett to the Philadelphia Eagles. That just makes the rich get richer. That defensive line is fantastic. The addition of Bennett with Fletcher Cox on there. And also in the NFC East, the New York Giants acquired Alec Ogletree from the Los Angeles Rams yesterday. That was a great trade by New York. They finally have a good linebacker because their linebacking corps have been weak for years now. And the new GM comes in and makes a trade for the weakest area on their defense. And now he just has to improve the offensive line. I'm fascinated what they do with the number 2 pick. Do they go with Barkley, which many people are suggesting? Saquon Barkley would be great at number 2 as long as they improve that offensive line in free agency and in the draft as well. They can trade down and improve the offensive line and get your running back in the later round. And you could also draft a quarterback there, potentially. Josh Rosen, Sam Darnold, Josh Allen. But it's very fascinating to see what the New York Football Giants do with the number 2 pick. They have options. And last but not least, Aaron Boone is trying something in Yankees camp that is having a lot of people buzz, which is hitting Aaron Judge leadoff. That's interesting. He has a ton of speed. The case for it is that he has a ton of speed. He's not just a home run hitter. He can slash a double or a single and get on base. He draws a ton of walks. He sees a ton of pitches. There are many cases for that. The case against that is that he strikes out too much and he hits a lot of home runs, and you want more men on base when you hit home runs. So there's arguments on both ends of it. And that's it for today. I'll be back in a few moments of a preview and predictions of the AAC tournament, and then preview the Big Sky and Mountain West tournaments and predict them as well. I hope you guys have a nice day.